What?
Engage. Engage. Engage.
Energize. Energize.
Engage. Engage.
I like when it's quiet. Like,
Engage.
I have the pressure sensor on the key, I guess. Hey, everybody.
Okay.
Wow. What a theme. You know, I don't say it enough, Al, but that's a really good theme you engineered there that you put together.
Thank you. So, what's going on today?
Not much. I think we're probably going to fucking talk about Star Trek.
Yeah,
Probably
that's
talk about
right.
Star Trek Next Generation. Welcome, everybody, to another episode of Trek in the Valley, non-encyclopedic Star Trek The Next Generation rewatch and recap podcast. I'm Adam. You probably already know that. I'm here with...
Hey, everybody, it's Al Hirt. What is up?
Not much, Mr. Al Hirt. I have to change the speed on the fan. Vamp. How are you doing?
Oh, I'm doing well. Just getting used to this. I don't know. I'm just happy, satisfied with this weather.
Oh, yeah. It's nice
Just
out for
hectic.
you.
Yeah. I don't know. It's just been really hot and sweaty lately, and my Chronicles of the Air Conditioning is finally worked out.
So now you got the AC rocking.
Thank God.
Yeah, and your place is like
happy.
kind of a studio-ish sort of setup, so it probably does a pretty good job keeping it cool.
Oh, definitely. Yeah.
We got like 2 bedrooms and that one window air conditioner
The
that feels
sun.
like it's like 45 yards away.
Yeah.
And we are in the San Fernando Valley, hence the name. I mean, you live elsewhere now, but it's still hot as fuck down there.
Yes.
Al lives directly inside Dodger Stadium.
Yes, right inside.
He helped him do the vaccinations, and then he just fucking stuck around. So I think that everything else, I can't. My brain is just
There's
a complete
just so
fucking
much-
blank.
There's so much happening in the news and shit.
Oh,
that
is
it's like
there
I can't really
news?
keep up with it.
Yeah, and we can't really talk about it because
I don't want to.
I don't want to offend our one conservative listener.
right.
You know, it's like I don't want to divide our audience
Our
by
15.
being. I don't want to divide our audience by being like, hey, you know,
I'll give you
I
that,
think
too.
Trump's kind of a fucking shit.
Oh, here we
and-
go. Have you seen Weapons?
No, have you?
We should watch that though.
We
I heard
definitely
it was good.
should. I have heard mixed things,
Really?
but I'm very excited. The source
What have you
the
heard?
source where I heard mixed things from, they may almost be more woke than I am. So I'm just
alright.
gonna see what happens. like usually I'm the most up my ass. Like, did everybody think what gay people might think when they watch this? Did anybody think what a black person might think when they
Hey.
watch this? Because I'm like a piece of shit or whatever.
No.
But so I've just heard that there's. Like, I want to see it really bad.
I know, me too.
Ultimately, all I've heard is that it's really good, and then I've heard a couple people say that there's some disappointing characterizations. But also, I'm not gonna say that people aren't entitled to their experience. But I will say that this guy was one of the whitest kids you know.
Yeah.
Like, he's probably doing a bit, and like, yes, if the bit didn't land for you. That's different than their like. It's just
Have
it's
you
like
seen
a
his-
bit just didn't land. That happens.
We saw another film too, I think, together. Well, no, actually, we didn't see it together. It was another horror film that was really good, and it was about like some house, and it was an Airbnb that this lady had rented. But then there was like tunnels in the basement.
Yeah, that's Barbarian.
Barbarian.
Yeah, that's
what it was.
Zach Clegger's movie
Zach
before
Clegger, yeah,
Weapons. Yeah.
The bit that he did on that one about like, there's a specific like bar part between the main character trying to justify his shitty actions, Justin Long, to Zach. It's like a cameo from him, but it's like him kind of like asking about why he was quote unquote canceled and shit. And it is awful, but it is very accurate.
Dude, I
hated that bit, but I love that movie.
I loved Barbarian, dude. Like when all the shit when whatever happened to the guy that played Pennywise.
Oh god, that was such a good twist.
Good,
that whole
good,
first intro scene is amazing.
I was on that kind of.
That's why I wanted to watch Weapons, though.
Yeah,
because it's like I want to see that awkward tension that he gets from his humor mixed with like the horror stuff too.
And he's got like his whole team has such a good eye. Like I thought the Barbarian looked like it looked really good. It sounded good, and I am excited to see Weapons. I don't know if I'm going to get to it in a theater because I'm desperately trying to not get COVID again
seriously.
before I travel. Because I just took a week off having COVID, and now I have to take my actually scheduled week off to go visit my parents, whom I love, in the North Woods of Minnesota. And I'm doing that over Labor Day weekend, which is why we were planning on trying to record 2 episodes, but then like we vaped a bunch and watched Star Trek, and we were like, hey, let's maybe just and it's funny because I'll like float the idea of like, hey, maybe we should just do one. And I was like, yeah, absolutely. Like, that's what you wanted anyway, man. I fucking love it. And so, yeah, I think that's a good amount of, except work. I don't like talking about work, especially not on the podcast.
Oh, God.
But, like, it has been... there's just been some stuff where people have been out, and I was just out for COVID. But it's just there's just a lot. Like the whole time I'm at my day job that's supposed to not be stressful, I'm just like working the whole time, and I'm like, what the fuck, dude? So it's nice to get behind the mics and really dig in, which brings us to our first segment of the week.
Oh yeah.
What does Al remember?
I've gotten really good at compartmentalizing these sort of in my head.
Yeah, so you're like compressing them into a little narrative nugget,
kind of like the Paramount thing.
So yeah, there you go. So the synopsis.
It's, hide and Q.
Hide and Q. Yes.
And then it's Q comes back. The Enterprise the Enterprise is zipping around out there. They're saving some planet's life with some cure, some BS bullshit like that, whatever. And then they run into Q again. Q, for some reason, is curious about human beings, and then like it kind of shifts into, hey, I want to tempt Riker with this godlike power, and then Picard's like, oh, you're never gonna get him.
He will defeat you. He will defeat you just as I did.
Yeah, exactly. He's like, no, he's totally got this. Riker's fine. And then Riker proceeds to not be fine. He's good for about maybe like 10, 15 minutes. And then he's like, nah, I want to go God mode. He
kind of figures it out eventually.
Well, of course, that's the ending, right? But it's interesting to see how Picard at first is like, oh, he'll figure it out. He's not gonna. Picard thought Riker would get it sooner. But it's funny how he did all these weird God things except save that little girl.
Right? Yeah, he did. At the end, he should have been like, "Wow, I'm at the end." Yeah, he made Wesley. He made Wesley Launchpad McQuack. Yeah. And then what happens at the very end? Riker.
Riker, I guess, rejects the powers and shoots back.
He realizes that he was up his own ass.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. And especially because, I don't know, just giving everybody what they wish for, it tripped Data out. Data was like, I don't want to things in theory are cooler than they are in reality, so let's just leave it at that.
I do not want to be human like that.
Yeah.
I do not want to be human like that.
Mm-hmm. And then, what was it? Wesley was like, I'll just get there on my own. Thanks.
I don't need you to make me Launchpad McQuack.
And then Geordi was like, nah, this is fine. I'll just go back. It's whatever.
Oh yeah, Geordi got vision.
To Tarsha Yar and was like, "You're so beautiful."
Oh,
and I was like, "Oh,
that's the first thing he says when he gets vision. The first, but he not like, "Whoa, the bridge looks cool."
Yeah.
Holy shit, the bridge looks dope, dude.
Yeah. Oh my god, look at the galaxy and the stars.
I didn't know the chairs were brown.
Nah, he's just like, "You're hot." And it's like, nah, yuck. Yar's like, nah, the fuck his vision. He doesn't need it.
She's flattered, actually, dude.
Yeah. Oh, she is? I don't
she
remember.
smiled like, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Tasha is also very horny.
Sure.
Every chance there is for her to be horny, she definitely is.
But anyways.
The only thing that I would add is in the beginning, Q says, you said Q's interested in them for some reason. It's because the Q continuum is interested in humans after the last encounter.
Yeah, it's
and then,
human ambition they're interested in.
Yeah, and then at the end, Q gets sent to Q prison. They're mad.
Yeah,
because he was
weird.
fucking with
kind of Team Rocket's blast off again.
Yeah,
kind of vibe.
Pokemon. Yeah. I like when Q is a 3-headed snake. I thought that was
funny.
Cool.
Sorry, go ahead.
I was literally going to say when he was a snake, so you're good.
And the fact that he was like, hey, this is my real form? Is this not my real form? You don't know, huh?
I'm getting a phone call from Skin Sauce LLC. If I was a better podcaster, I would answer and take the call on the podcast.
Oh, no.
Jesse from Your Kickstarter Sucks does that sometimes on the Go Off King stream. He just answered one and it was like a viral clip or whatever, but it's just watching the absolute straight face with which he's just fucking going back and forth, and then the guy starts giving it back to him just as much as he is, and they're like cracking up. But yeah, so that was Hide and Q.
Yes.
Good job,
Last
Al.
week.
You're really nailing it with these recaps. I want to keep that segment to like 4 or 5 minutes because I understand, like, as more people start to listen to this podcast, you're going to be like, why do they do a miniature version of last week's podcast every week? And I'll fucking tell you, I don't know why we do it. It just feels like it makes sense. Like, I just think that eventually we're gonna do it, and it's because it's getting funnier every time, and we're getting there. So good job on what you remembered, Al.
Yes, thank you.
Which brings us to this week, which we do not have a theme for, so I will just say
Engage.
We are off to discuss episode let's see here, episode 10. Of season 1 of Star Trek The Next Generation. And this episode is titled Haven. And this is also the 130th episode of our podcast. So there you go. Happy 130th episode of podcast, Al.
Nice.
And the episode's titled Haven, season 1, episode 10. It was written by Tracy Torme and Lan O'Koon. And this is funny, Tracy Torme, I don't know if we've talked about this before, but I was like, I wonder if they're related, if that person's related to Mel Torme, the crooner, the singer. And it totally is. Tracy Torme is Mel Torme's son.
Okay.
And this episode was
Nepo action,
right? Yeah, Nepo baby. But here's the thing.
But that's like a weird reach, right?
But that's how it worked.
Writers?
That's how it worked in the 70s and 80s. And he also wrote on shit like Sliders and a bunch of other cool shit.
Okay.
But that's how it worked in the 70s or 80s.
Though, you know?
Like everything was just kind of a big pot of entertainment, and you could kind of, if you have family connections anywhere, and also obviously a good writer. Like I'm not saying,
I'm
not saying
that people that rock it.
That Tracy didn't. I mean, he also wrote on Sliders, and that fucking kicks ass. This was directed by Richard Compton, director of Compton, and it aired on November 28th, 1987. Isn't that something else?
This is a weird intro. I don't know. I just felt like this episode just felt out of place a little bit. I don't know. It felt like it was using those 80s, 90s stereotypes.
It definitely is a very soap operatic
that's the
episode.
And Lifetime movie energy.
It does have all the soft scenes between
oh my gosh.
And I love that fucking actor that plays Troy's.
Does a great job.
Well, so Robert Nepper, right?
Shout out Robert.
He is in all kinds of great shit, dude. He was in the television show Prison Break. he's basically been in 1 or 2 episodes of everything, and I watch all of that like dad slop TV. So I've seen him a lot. I feel like he definitely read for everything on Lost, I bet. And so this episode's got that going on. But one last thing before we get into it, the synopsis from Paramount Plus is. Counselor Deanna Troi is caught between her feelings for Riker and her devotion to family customs when she faces a prearranged marriage.
Ooh.
You can just say arranged marriage.
Prearranged.
You don't have to say it's not like a pre-packed joint. It's not like this. It's just the marriage is arranged. It's not like at any rate. So Picard is. What's Picard up to? Tell us what's going on, Al.
Oh, they're trying to do, what is it? Aren't they trying to land on a planet for like some convention or something?
Well, let's see here. Let's rewind it. I was not paying attention. He explained it. Oh, they're heading to
Haven.
the planet Haven.
The planet's called Haven.
And it's the name of this planet Haven on M class planet, simply known as Haven, which is also the name of a supernatural TV show I watched. Supposedly a very beautiful world, and some believe it to have mystical healing powers, and I'm sure that will become important.
It's a shore leave kind of thing.
Later, kind of.
They're trying to get the shore leave. There's a couple of
bit.
episodes in the original season where they're trying to get the shore leave, and then some fucked up shit happens.
Yep, Data shoots down Picard, who's talking about legends. Data's like, legends aren't supported by facts, because he's talking about the legends of Haven. And Picard says legends are the spice of the universe because sometimes they have a way of coming true. And Data's just like, that's fucking disgusting. I'm a robot. You're a moron.
That's really silly, sir.
Okay, so Riker is in his quarters. Oh my God,
weird.
dude.
So weird.
Cut to Riker in his quarters, and he's watching a hologram of 2 ladies dressed like Greek goddesses playing harps, and that's how he's chilling. He's just like watching them, and then he leans back like, oh, that's some good holographic harp from a lady in flowing robes. Absolutely wild, dude.
Yeah, and as he's leaving, he's just like, sorry, ladies, duty calls. It's
it'd be funny. It'd be funny if one of them ladies was like a centaur lady. And he's got to go meet Yar in the transporter room because they are beaming up an item from Haven. And it's a weird treasure chest with a face on it. And then the treasure chest eyes open. Doesn't the treasure chest, it's a silver chest with a face on it. Doesn't that look like Puddle's Pity Party?
What?
The clown singer, Puddle's Pity Party. Do you know who I'm talking about?
I have no clue.
Okay, hold on. So I know the listeners do. Puddle's Pity Party. He's a clown that does. Here we go. He's a clown that does. Look at that. Same face. Face. He's a clown that does covers. Like he does very well produced. Like torch song version covers of popular songs. He's like a whole thing. And so the box says Loaxana Troi and the Honorable Miller family will arrive soon. The momentous day is close at hand. Rejoice.
Engage.
And then the chest falls back to sleep. Troi is seriously fucking freaked out because these are bonding gifts. And he goes, she's like you give to somebody before a wedding. And he goes, who's getting married?
And Deanna Troy's like, I am.
And I kind of called it. I thought that maybe the first time I saw this when I was a kid,
Yar's
when
like,
I was 5.
It's me.
Tasha's like,
that's my gift.
I'm also getting married. Does anybody care? And they're like, no, you don't have a weird arranged marriage thing.
Yeah.
You don't have a weird. So this is going to be about a prearranged marriage, as we know. Mm-hmm. And so basically, Troy or Deanna Troy. Lay it on us.
Yeah,
What
yeah.
the fuck is going on, Al? I
Deanna
can't.
Troy's
My
just like-
brain. I got brain fog.
She's just awkwardly like stumbling through, picking between her traditional values and staying on the ship and stuff. And Picard's like, well, are you going to stay? I mean, she goes, I'm not sure. I think I'm going to go. And he's like, all right, well, congrats. And, I'll try to fucking figure this shit out, I guess. And then he just
leaves.
bounces.
He leaves them in his ready room. That's so funny. And
Riker's like,
Riker dramatically leans against the wall. That was basically Troy telling Picard, "Hey, we're gonna get married on the ship." And this is a fucked up
It's just
thing.
so funny. He's like, are you going to stay? Are you going to come with us? She's like, I don't think so.
We'll see.
Yeah, right.
It depends on what my husband is going to allow me
Yuck.
to do.
Yuck.
Barf, barf. Riker is distraught, obviously.
So
Even
funny.
though it's not like he was... what was he doing
Zero
before this?
indication.
What was he doing before? He was watching
looking at
ladies.
ladies playing lutes.
He was watching fake Greek goddess ladies playing harps.
Well, keep in mind, they were just on the planet where Wesley just like tripped over that fence, that sex
Just
planet.
a couple weeks ago, he
Yeah.
was all oversexed at the sex planet. Oversexed at the sex planet.
He was pressuring Worf into having sex.
Hell
in
yeah,
fact.
dude. And Worf was like, I don't even want to have sex.
He's
And
like, the way
Riker's
I
like,
have
you fucking
sex.
better. What are you,
Yeah.
gay? And he's like, whoa.
He's
Right.
like,
Worf was like, whoa.
We murder people when
There's
we have
dudes
sex.
here. No, he's
It
like,
was so
even if I
weird.
was, there's dudes here. We'd be fine.
It was so bizarre, though, and that he's like, I guess it's kind of this weird, selfish male thing of like having their cake and eating it too, of like, oh, I want you, but I don't want to show that I want you. I just heard a lot of girls in high school, my friends and stuff, going through this bullshit.
A couple years ago in high school.
Years and years and
Two
years and
years
years
ago.
Yeah, 3 years ago. No, in college.
it'd be
and
weird
just
if you were
life,
only
dude,
21.
even now.
Oh yeah, dude. I one time
Guys do this all the time. It's
One
fucked.
time a guy, I don't like when guys play these mind games, but also Troy is playing some shitty mind games too. Because what does Troy do? This is a runner in this episode. She goes, yeah, but Riker, why do you care if I go marry somebody else? You know that you want to be a starship captain.
She's like, but
and
hey,
that takes priority. Like she's
literally-
letting him off the fucking hook.
But she literally senses it though, Adam. She's
I
like, I know
okay.
what your feelings are.
Her Imzadi.
Yes, she's like, I
Am
can't
I
really
not
help it. I
Imzadi?
just gotta feel your vibes.
There's a lot of her
But it is
communicating.
funny. That's a good point.
I love it.
Yeah.
There's a lot of her communicating with her mind.
What
I don't
a
know.
weird conflicting thing, because it's like if you know what someone's feeling about a certain topic, do you like plant Inception in their head? You know,
I would
like
for
what
sure.
she's doing.
I would be like, give me all your money. I want to give all my money to Adam so that he can get more of
Feel
a
some
barrier
vibes.
between, so that the recording doesn't bleed into each microphone. And so then Deanna Troy's mother, Loxana, and Loxana's friend that's not her dad. This is the Miller guy.
Yeah, those are the Millers.
This is the Millers, and
yeah, they're the Millers.
they are the Millers, like the movie. And wait, is it? And then in the background is Wyatt. So this is one of the Millers, the Miller man. And then on the transporter pad, there's Wyatt, this guy who looks like he
Wyatt.
looks 21 years old, but he has 5 o'clock shadow. He's got one of those boyish 40-year-old faces. Like you'll probably have someday.
I know,
Al.
yeah, I was gonna say.
And he's
It's
got
freaky.
a blue rose for Deanna Troy, and it changes color with the mood of the owner. I love this remastered color change on the rose. Looks fucking great. Picard is like, oh, this primitive shit is so sweet. And so wait, that isn't Imza. I'm a fucking moron, dude. Yeah, this is all the Millers. I'm a
Yeah,
dumbass. Loxana Troy isn't even there yet.
No, she's like, where's my mom? And he goes, I mean, I don't know. She's taking her time.
You know how she likes to fuck around, you know?
Yeah. And, the parents, the in-laws being in-laws. He just wants the father wants to walk around the ship.
Yeah, he's got to go stretch his legs. He's going to see
From
the starship.
transporter.
Yeah, he's got stretches from the transport. He's like, ooh, having all my atoms taken apart and reconstructed makes my joints crack. God damn.
Yeah, but Picard gets the signal and he's like, all right, I'll leave you guys alone. Oh, no, wait, he doesn't. He lets the Wyatt escort them to the room.
Right. And so that's Stephen Victoria Miller and Wyatt Miller.
Yes.
Played by Robert Nepper. And also Nan Martin, who played Victoria Miller. She is a super famous character actress as well.
Yeah, she looks like she's got good chops.
And so basically, Troy is now waiting for.
She's anxious, man.
She's especially now that her eccentric, as she says, mother Loxana Troy is finally beaming up. And Picard is like, what do you mean? Is she going to constantly try to fuck me?
No, that's the thing. It's funny that I brought up the fact that like people plant Inception, you know, like how would you not be tempted to do that? She 100% just does whatever she wants.
Right?
It's awesome.
Yeah.
It's a nice break from like, you know, Harvey Mudd and all that bullshit and like all these scammy guys. It's like, here's a woman that like...
Harry Mudd,
excuse me. Okay. Harvey Mudd. Harvey Weinstein.
Harvey Mudd.
Anyways, it's just funny to see, it's great to see a woman like not give a fuck and actually use her powers.
And she...
just for her own good.
The actress really knocks it out. And who is this actress, Al?
Oh, I don't... What's...
It's Majel Barrett, who plays... Nurse Chapel in the original series.
That's right.
And she's also the computer voice.
Yes.
Which is funny that she's not. I guess they probably didn't have the computer do much talking in the episode where she is because it'd be too obvious. But she should be listed as Loxana Troy and the computer. And so she's
deep in the trek.
She basically tells Picard to carry her luggage, and he does. And then she's also got her manservant with her, and this guy rules. He's Mr. Hammond is played by Carol Strucken, who I believe played Lurch in the Addams Family. Yep.
Yeah,
he played Lurch in the Addams Family TV show, and he was also in Men in Black, and he played the Giant in Twin Peaks. He's great. I fucking love that guy.
He's huge.
And he is enormous on set here. So this is awkward because obviously Deanna Troi doesn't want to fucking marry this guy, right? And then they got to go through all this pageantry, and we find out that the wedding's going to be really weird, and everybody's going to be naked or whatever.
Yeah.
She's
just complaining awkwardly about her the security guard, and how she was just like, he was just too horny, and I just knew all of his pornographic thoughts, and I was like, whoa,
could not, and I was into it, but it still was just I couldn't get my work done.
Picard's like, okay.
I love that.
That's, all right.
And also, Loxana Troy is, like you said, doing whatever she wants. Picard is like, I'm going to get out of here. And Loxana Troy is like, you may go. And Deanna Troy is like, Mother, you don't dismiss the captain.
She's like, whatever. And then, I'm a guest.
And then they start speaking mind to mind.
Mm-hmm.
And Loxana is like, you've let your mind powers atrophy, honey. And she's like, do you know how hard it would be to use my mind powers when there's a whole ship of people walking around? And she's like, I will honor our commitment for me to marry. Basically, her mom promised Deanna Troi to the Miller's son, like many years ago. And honestly, we can't really judge because it's a cultural thing. Yeah, some places make a case for arranged marriage, and also, they can read minds. So it's like, I
feel like they would know, right? They'd have a good handle on things.
They'd know really if they. It's got to be part of it. Plus, they're a very sensual race. Not that there's anything wrong with that or whatever. And Loxana Troy is like, you may find Wyatt to be an unusual little person. She doesn't say little, but you can sense it.
She's like, he's a little weirdo.
And she goes, I sense remarkable depths in him. Which, look at that fucking color changing rose, dude.
Yeah,
the
that's
animation
cool.
on it is so rad. It looks like the old school Disney animation, you know? It's just like when they would animate parts of like Mary Poppins or whatever the fuck.
Yeah.
Looks like that shit.
Just funny color changes.
All right, now we've got Picard talking to the people of Haven.
Yes,
right?
the leader
Now,
of Haven.
Haven is not joining the Federation, but
They're
they
like
might.
a neutral planet,
They're like
right?
they're a neutral world. Like in Futurama, they're like the neutral people, and they're all gray. And he's like, I don't
that's a good
have
one.
strong feelings about this either way. I love it. So this is Electorine of Haven. And so they're kind of courting. So they do have a deal for protection from the Federation, right? But they're not in the Federation. They're not a Federation planet, right? And now they find out that there's a Federation, or there's a ship, not a Federation ship. There's a ship that has bypassed their Stargate and is on the way. And Picard is like, are you saying you think it's going to be hostile? And they haven't communicated, which is inherently hostile, which, as we know from when Picard killed the Ferengi, they weren't communicating. They have a treaty with the Federation that specifies their obligation in the matter. So they've got a treaty for the Federation to like use the space. And if we use the space, we're going to protect you from weird plague ships, which is what we find out is going on here.
It reminds me of the whole Imagination Land planet that they have in the original series and that they keep coming back to. The one where the owner dies and stuff.
Yes,
it's kind of like we'll leave you alone, but can we have shore leave?
Right? And then and then at the end, it's them all hanging out with the dragon and Alice. I fucking I want a big poster of that.
Wonder, like how they work the bookings on like shore leave. You know, it's like, oh, that place must be booked all the time.
Well, that's how
like
they.
A certain amount of people can be on that planet. You know.
Well, that's the cool thing about it. They just beam down and beam back, and then they beam another group down, and then you get 10 hours or 12 hours to run around and play Alice in Wonderland. And it's just funny I was just thinking about how I want I want to get a back tattoo of them sitting on that picnic blanket. Like that'd be a funny first tattoo. So Deanna Troi is like, well, I guess I gotta go talk to this guy I'm gonna have sex with for the rest of my fucking life.
They kind of hit it off though.
They do, and this is one of the things that I wanted to talk about throughout this episode. Is they do a really good job making Wyatt like a fully fleshed out 3-dimensional character.
Yeah, a human being, a person. That does help.
And he's basically like he says, hey, your mom's really persistent. And she goes, that's a good way to describe her. And it is also a betazoid trait. And she promises to only be half as annoying. She's trying to make him comfortable, right? Because of course he's a human. Mm-hmm. And of course she can sense when he's uncomfortable, which is always. And you can tell, even though he's super handsome, he kind of looks like a young Bruce Campbell. You can tell that he is like a nervous, like a dork, you know, and he's a doctor. And
he's just trying to list things that he does and stuff, and he's like, wait, but I mean, I guess you can just read my mind, right?
And she's like, I only feelings and right now, and I wouldn't do it without your permission or whatever. And she does say that she also has feelings for somebody else on the ship. And he goes, do I have competition? And she's like, no, because what he wants most is to be a starship captain. It's like, you fucking told him that.
Yeah.
She's like, I know you want to be a starship captain, so we can't be together. And he's like, what? You could just be on my ship, which is what happens in the future.
Exactly.
When he's captain of the Titan, she's his fucking counselor.
Yeah.
Just absolutely. I want to see that series. Like cast younger versions of them to do that shit. They're really good in Picard too. When Riker and Marina Sirtis show up in Picard, it's great. Yeah. Now, Troy notices that this guy, Wyatt, has drawn a very beautiful blonde lady a bunch of times.
Woman.
Doesn't she look like the White Queen from fucking Marvel? She looks like Emma
yeah,
Frost.
She does
dude.
look like Emma Frost.
The
one on the left, especially that picture.
I like how they're in like lacquer cases, like they're like valuable comic books.
Yeah, right.
I guess that's why I thought
He's
Emma
like,
Frost.
These are graded 9.7.
The GCA, yeah. I do think it's funny that you can see that some of them are from when he was a young kid because they look like the Wes Anderson drawings from Inside Tenenbaums, and then they get better as he gets older.
That's true.
And he goes, hey, I guess we can't keep any secrets, but this is the dream woman that I dream about.
This is a creepy mural I have of this woman that chases my dreams.
And he's like, and honestly, don't feel bad, but I kind of thought you might be this woman. I thought it was you reaching out to this. He says, I've seen this face ever since I was a boy. I just assumed it was you reaching out when I closed my eyes at night. And she's like, no, I never thought of you once.
Yeah, she's like, I have no clue who you're talking about.
So he could hear this lady whispering her name, and she's like, I'm sorry, I'm not what you hoped for. And he's like, no, do not. Just because you think I'm into blondes and you're a brunette, don't think about it like that.
Yeah.
And so he's like still into it, still horny for his arranged marriage wife. And now this ship, remember, so here's the two stories going on right now. We got Troy's arranged marriage. And we've got fucking Picard is dealing with Haven that's got a ship coming in. And you might be going, God damn, Adam and Al, how are they going to put these two stories together?
Yeah.
And we're not going to find out quite yet, but how they do it is very good. I really like this episode for how the story's structured. And now we see the ship that's coming in, and they zoom in on it with the view screen, and it looks like a disco ship, kind of.
Yeah.
It's like got a big clear orb that's like glowing different colors. And
just like a party.
They're just immediately like, oh my God, that's not what I think it is. Mr. Data, is that the trouble that I believe it is? That's what people say when they see me. Is that the trouble I think it is, Mr. Data? It's a Tyrellian plague ship. So the Tyrellians had a plague, and they took it out to the rest of the galaxy, and they were basically they were destined to be confined to their ships, or else they would destroy whatever culture they meet, right?
Yeah.
And there was no cure for it, and they were all thought to be dead. So still, how is this going to connect to the guy, to Robert Nepper's Wyatt Miller? I just don't get it. And so basically they're kind of trying to decide what they're going to do. I mean, they should, in my opinion, the right thing to do would just be to destroy it, because I think that's what they're...
You don't want to take a chance.
Yeah, right. No, I'm just kidding. I would do what they do and figure it out. And so basically they're trying to decide what to do with these fucking people who definitely have the plague. And they learn the story in security training. Yar says that some Tyrellians made it to other worlds only to die along with the populations they infected.
Dang.
They learn about these plague ships and they were escaped and hunted down and destroyed, even though they tried to avoid other civilizations. And the last ship was destroyed 8 years ago by the Acetlipodepredens. And now they're going to get to Haven in 13 minutes, 13 hours, 9 minutes, 22 fucking seconds, as Data says. And now they got to figure out what to do. They're going to talk to the Tyrellians when they can. And this is when Picard says, hey, I don't want it to be weird, but you're all, we've got, I know shit's fucked up right now, but we do have Troy's wedding happening, and that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Doesn't this scene, Al?
It looks like a city hall or a little banquet hall.
Right? Like, tell us what's going on, Al.
Just a shoddy.
I got to take a drink of water.
Oh, yeah, no worries. There's like this, kind of like a mid-tier interesting engagement party, I guess. Before pre-wedding.
Pre-wedding party.
You already hear the in-laws kind of conflicting about how the ceremony's even going to go.
Yeah.
Like
it's like it takes place in a nice Radisson meeting room, basically.
Yeah, and Troy, Mrs. Troy, she like already is bringing up the fact that everybody's going to have to be naked at the wedding.
Yeah.
And that she's like, well, I mean, it's going to be awkward for everybody, but, especially since... And she calls out Stephen Miller, saying that, Stephen would be interested in my body, because I already read his thoughts.
Yeah, she's
Victoria, the wife, is just getting fucking offended.
Unfiltered.
Just smacks her husband.
So it's basically like a Beta Z ceremony, Earth ceremony, because they were gonna
rabbit season, duck season.
Yeah, she thought the Millers thought Picard was gonna do the ceremony because he's the captain of the ship, and then
Picard's like, I don't really care. I didn't even know she was getting married.
I definitely don't want to be naked.
Yeah,
and
right?
So this is where we're really digging into in the background. Wyatt and Troy are just like awkwardly making conversation. Eventually they come to an agreement on it. But one thing that I wanted to talk about during this scene is, doesn't this remind you of like so many scenes from the original series when they're like having a party? Like, remember when the hippies came, and remember when they were on their way to Babel and shit like that? Like, it reminds me of all of those like ship parties, right?
Yeah. And, where ceremonies happen and stuff.
Right. And she's saying Mr. Hom is going to do the ceremony. And then they're like, but Picard's going to do the ceremony. And then Melisana Troy says the matter's closed. And it's just a whole thing. What's important is Data is fascinated. He's like on the edge of his seat. Right, it's this whole, because he's studying humanity, and watching these people have like a petty disagreement is really doing it for him. I love Brent Spiner's face. Look at his face at 22 minutes and 32 seconds. He's just like, oh, doesn't he also say, he says something funny too. He's like, you guys can keep fighting if you want. Yeah, basically Data at one point says, does anybody want to keep arguing? Because I find it very delightful. Oh, here we go. Yeah.
He actually compliments what's his name,
Mr. Hammond,
on his alcohol consumption too.
Oh yeah, he's like, hey, are you sure you're not part human? Because oh shit, dude, Yar has Storm's hair from the 80s X-Men, from the Chris Claremont X-Men. I love it. Data is so cool, man. I love how he's just looking up at Mr. Hammond. Is your lineage mixed with human? And Mr. Hammond gives him a fucking look, throws his head back like a diva, and stops making eye contact with Data, who walks away uncomfortable.
Yeah.
And now Wyatt is saying, I've read a lot about about this Turellian plague. He's like, I could put some medical stuff together with Dr. Crusher here, and we could beam some shit over. And she's like, yeah, our medical bay is at your disposal. Let's do this.
Nice.
And Picard says that Data's circling the room like a buzzard, and it's because he's so fascinated by everything that's happening. Mr. Hammond has to clang a fucking chime every certain amount of minutes as giving thanks for the whole meal, as a way of giving thanks for the food they're eating. And Mrs. Miller is like, giving thanks, Loxana, something you don't fucking know anything about. And she's like, I know all about it. I am a person experiencing growth. I love that line, dude. I'm definitely going to say that to my therapist sometimes. I am a person experiencing growth. And the tension at this dinner, because now they're all seated for dinner, is fucking wild. Loxana's causing all kinds of trouble. She's got a pet vine, and she uses the pet vine to freak out Mrs. Miller. And then, let's see here. I want to just rewind it a little bit. So basically, Troy is just, you can see like an energy bar of rage building up. And Riker, let's see here. I fucking hit the wrong thing. Oh my God, I suck. She fucks with her with the plant thing. The plant's chittering. Riker's like, can I be excused? Ladies and gentlemen, goodbye. And here we go. Data wants to know about the Beta Z ceremony. The young couple remove their clothes. Troy is blown away by the fact that everybody's got to be naked, even the guests. Jeez. The Millers are disgusted. And honestly, she goes, hey, Mrs. Miller, your body's not that bad. And I mean, I know Steven would want to see me unclothed. That's what you referenced earlier. And then Troy gets up and says, you're all a bunch of fucks. Stop it. You're all a bunch of fuckers. And then she knocks the chime over and walks out. And I love Yar's look on her face. She's like, oh shit. And this is when Data says, can you please continue the petty bickering? I find it most intriguing. Love it. Also, we don't talk enough about how these are the HD remastered Star Trek: The Next Generations.
Yeah,
they look so fucking good.
They look way better than the original.
Just crisp ass establishing shots of the ship and the planet, and then all of the effects are so much like they're so well blended in with the stuff going on around them. Like now we get this very ho hum moment on the holodeck where they're at like Riker and Troy's special place, right?
Yeah.
And it's very violin music in the background, and he's saying, "I'll miss you, Deanna," and she goes, "I'm no longer Imzadi to you," and he's like, "I thought that word meant my beloved," and she's like, "Oh, the human heart." See, this is her being a shithead again. She said, "Oh, so the human heart is too small to prevent that feeling now. Like he can love multiple people." And I'd be like,
no.
"Fuck, that's not fair. Have you discussed that with Wyatt? I think you should." And she's basically blaming his humanness, like, just be chill, man. You know, I mean, maybe Wyatt wasn't gonna live very long. And Riker's like, call it an old Earth tradition, habit of the beast, but I'm a one-woman man. And as he's about to say, I'm a one-woman man, Wyatt walks in and he's like, hey, how's it going, everybody? I just walked in on this beautiful vista in the holodeck where you're hanging out with my fiance. And Riker is like, we were just talking about you. And she says, Will is concerned that you may be upset that I care about him deeply. And if I was Riker, I'd be like, whoa. I didn't mean to talk to him about it while I'm fucking here, dude. I meant like talk to him about it like when I'm not around. And he goes, oh, you're the one that wants to be a starship captain and has no interest in women, right? I've heard that the bonding or marriage would complicate things if you absolutely need to be a starship captain. Well, to each their own. I'm going to have sex with this beautiful woman for the rest of my life. And then he says that he really respects what Deanna Troi did by standing up to his parents and her mom. And then they decided that after he left, after he left, they decided, he explains that after she stormed out, they decided that it would be a half Beta Z, half human ceremony. So only they would be naked. And I think probably her mom, Mr. Hom will be my best man. And she says, we'll take half our clothes off. And he goes, some of us still go naked. He goes, you do, I do. Your mother, my father, but not my mother or the guest. Wow, the father's going to be naked, but not the guest. I love that Picard would definitely be bummed out by being naked, even though he's probably got a pretty good body. And he says, I caught my dad pretending to be naked in the mirror, and they just have a good laugh. He asks her, are you sure you want to go through with this? She says yes. They awkwardly make out. And then we cut to the bridge of the Enterprise where Picard's leaning. He's having a good lean, dude, right there. He's like leaning on Geordi's chair. If I was Geordi, I'd be like, dude, come on. Don't fucking lean on my chair, bro. Because you could tell he's really putting his weight on it, the way he's got his hand on his other hip.
Yeah.
And the ship, the Turellian plague ship, is getting closer and closer. They're sending out a signal. And this is the thing that the Haven keeps contacting them like, did you blow up the fucking ship? Because the reason they think the plague people are coming is because they've heard the legends that this place could cure their plague or whatever. And she's like, we can't cure their plague. You got to blow up their ship before they get here. They could kill us all. And he's like, we're not going to fire on them. Instead, they grab the ship with their tractor beam. And here we go. They finally communicate. And what does Deanna Troi see when the view screen finally pops up to show the Turellians?
They're regular looking people, right?
That's not it. You'll see in a second. She's like, what?
Oh.
It's the woman from Wyatt's drawings who looks just like Daryl Hannah, by the way. She looks like Daryl Hannah specifically in Roxanne, the Steve Martin movie where he's got the big nose like Cyrano de Bergerac.
Oh, okay.
So now...
That's pretty specific.
Absolutely. It's the 80s.
What's funny, too, right as the ship or whatever is threatening Haven, they, instead of attacking, the Enterprise just kind of puts it on a toe.
They grab it with the tractor beam.
Yeah.
And that's when they start communicating. And then we find out that these Tyrellians, his name is Ren, the lead Tyrellian guy, right? And this is where he's like, hey, we just want to go and die. Or no, he hasn't said that yet. He asks, is there one aboard your vessel named Wyatt? And then Wyatt's getting, with his drawings, he gets to the bridge. Like, I'm going to show the captain my drawings. And then there it is. They see each other for the first time.
Yeah, and the captain's like, it's astounding.
Right?
Ariana was right.
It's just like your drawings. And he's like, how could I be so accurate? And basically, they don't really explain it. They just say, sometimes in the universe, people become entangled, and there it is. Everything's made out of the same star stuff, right? And they say, Captain, Picard says, Ren, we're kind of worried about the fact that you got a terrible plague and you could destroy this whole civilization down here. Are you still carrying it? And he goes, oh yeah, we're still sick as fuck. Myself, my daughter, and 8 of our kids. All of us that are left, all the Tyrellians, right? And they don't want to make contact with the beings below. They're like, we know it's not a magical cure. We just want some peninsula at the edge of some sea, prime real estate. Like, come on. And we just want to go there to die of our plague. And he says, I'm going to take this back to Haven. And then Wyatt goes to talk to Loxana. And this is where she's basically trying to feel out like, I bet you're probably pretty confused with this woman that you've dreamed about your whole life showing up here. And then you come to talk to me about it. Like, what the fuck are you going to do? And this is where she says, the answer to what's going on with you and Ariana is so simple. The universe is vast. It's too simple for most humans to understand. But it's all instinctively, yet go to great efforts to enjoy. But it's like basically soulmates. All consciousness is indissolubly bound together. It's all part of the same thing.
Man.
It's all love, baby. And he goes, I've wondered if something like that was true. It's like,
that sounds exactly like my visions.
I heard several Stevie Wonder songs that implied we might all be love indeed. And that's it. They don't say like, oh, the Tyrellians have psychic powers, or
she manipulated you and groomed you since you were a baby child,
right?
With these visions.
and she lays it on, and then she also says, which of these little headpieces would look better on me naked? And he's like, excuse me, I'm chewing my fingers. And then he goes to get the medical supplies, and this is where shit gets real. Right?
Yeah.
So he grabs an extra secret medical supply on his way out, and he goes down to the transporter room, and he gets to the transporter room,
and he basically
he's not there yet. He goes and talks to Troy. He stops by to Troy to say goodbye.
Yeah,
why is he saying goodbye? And to his family? What's going on? They're getting married. I can't follow it.
He's ready to get the fuck out of there.
They get a little smooch.
He's still carrying his drawings.
Well, he's supposedly just going to go beam supplies over.
Right?
Like that's what they're...
But he keeps hyping it all up as like...
They kind of feel like
over there.
It might be a little bit more going on. He then uses the hypo spray that he took from the sick bay to knock out the transporter chief.
The transporter chief's like, hey, wait, you can't just put those there. Oh.
And Bob's your uncle. There you go. And now he's on the Tyrellian ship, and he's looking at all these crazy drawings that Ariana did of him. They're all
pretty accurate.
One of them he looks like kind of like David Bowie. One of them he looks like Nightman. And then there he's with the Tyrellians, Ren, Ariana, the rest. And there you go. He goes, I knew it. Once we saw you were real, that we came to the right place. And the Millers are like, beam him back. They're like, he can't ever come back. And this is when they come up on the view screen.
Picard's like, look, he's already had the infection by now.
He's got the plague. He can't come back. I don't know what to tell you.
He's made his decision.
And this is where Ren on the screen lays it all on him. He goes, well, we don't have to fuck with Haven anymore. We have what we really came for. They knew that they were going to come and pick up Wyatt. And the Millers are sad, and Wyatt says, Mother, Father, forgive me, but I must. I just am more into blondes that have the plague than I am into mind-reading brunettes.
I'm willing to die.
Yeah, he's basically going to hang out with them and try and find a cure. He says, I'm sorry, Deanna, but really it was Ariana that drew me here. And then Luxana's like, good job, Wyatt, dumping my daughter. You made the right choice. And there it is. They bounce.
Yeah, and then the parents are just like, well, fuck, I guess we'll just go back on Haven.
Well, yeah, Wyatt's dead to us now, I guess, even though they could communicate via, like, whatever, they could, what is subspace communication, right? And this is when Loxana says, maybe since there wasn't a wedding, maybe I should stick around and take a new mate. Picard, the captain, is clearly highly attracted to me. I can read his mind.
Yeah, Picard's like, I'm sorry. Miss...
And then she bounces over to Riker, and Riker's just fucking loving it, dude.
Yeah.
Riker loves Loxana Troi, dude. Oh, and then Hammond speaks. He says, thank you for the drinks in his lurch voice. Oh, isn't that great?
They all just stare.
Riker's just busting a gut. I like beardless Riker.
Really? Beardless Riker creeps me out.
Naked. I get it, but I think that he's got an impish charm, and that's why they made him grow the beard. Probably they wanted him to seem more mature and authoritative.
Yeah, like over time kind of deal.
And she's like, my mom was just joking, Captain. She doesn't want to fuck you stupid. And he says, I was not amused. And I just love, I love their whole deal. And then he says, take us out of here, Riker. And there they go. Our destiny is elsewhere. Bam, bam, bam. Oh, and he says, I'm happy you're still with us, counselor, and you didn't have to do that archaic arranged marriage. And then they just take off. I wonder if there's one more joke. Do they say anything else? He says, no. Oh, Riker says engage, and then they're off. Boom! Oh, they don't even warp away. They just kind of cruise away. And that's it. So, Al, what do you want to talk about? What stands out to you?
I don't, honestly, rewatching this, I was like, was there a B plot? Like, Haven, basically?
Yeah, the B plot is like Haven is at the treaty. Yeah.
But I liked it. The ending, it was very Gene Roddenberry-esque of like kind of like the menagerie where it's just this couple knowing that they're doomed, but then they're like, well, we're in space, so we can just go wherever we want now and
we can
live
try
our
and
lives.
Find a space cure.
We'll see.
There's definitely, it's more likely to be a cure out in space than not in space.
And that's like, the nice little bow on top I got from that. But I guess where it just kind of lost me was just the cheesiness of like, oh, I'm gonna get married, gasp. I don't know, I just felt like it was just such a silly trope.
She was like, I kind of thought that was never gonna happen.
Right. The sci-fi part of it though is funny and it's exciting, and there is some like really solid character acting, especially when it's just it's Riker and Deanna Troi and Wyatt all in the holodeck.
When they trade off,
that
like,
shit was crazy.
That is such, and that's scene
actually pretty good.
That scene is like staged like a play.
Yeah,
like it's like two characters in the scene talking. A third character comes in, changes the dynamic, breaks the dynamic. One of the characters leaves. Now we have a new scene, and it's like that energy builds. It's really cool. Well done,
and it's reminiscent of the original series too, of like those fun tensions and stuff. But I also think it was nice to not have, especially in the next episode, you see a lot of the other crew involved. This was a very central focused story. Kind of felt like a character thing.
Yeah, definitely.
Up until, except for the whole, it was such a simple resolution of like Wyatt being like, oh, there's the blonde lady I've been drawing all along. Time to go, It just happened in like 2 scenes.
Yeah, I didn't.
The entire fucking episode was like, oh crap, are we gonna get married?
Doesn't really matter if we have the plague or not, I guess.
Yeah, that too. I thought they would hinge on that like little fact a little longer, a little error, Because at least, you would think they'd have a ready room conversation or something with Wyatt and being like, are you sure you want to do this?
No, he did it. He did it covertly. He was originally just going to beam supplies, and he even saw him go back and take that hypo spray, and you're just like, I bet that's a nefarious hypo spray that he just clacked into that fucking thing.
And it was funny too. Like by the time he did it, Geordi was like, "It's too late, Captain. I can't cancel the transporter thing."
And he's already got der plague.
Yeah.
That's it. Dead Wyatt. Dead Wyatt
weird.
walking.
But I guess the better parts of this episode really have to do with what we like. Emphasizing the character acting, and then just, I guess I did like the resolution at the end. I thought it was funny, but I don't know. I just felt like there was something else that this episode needed, a little more spice.
Yeah, I mean,
it felt like
we could have actually seen some of them naked, I guess. If
or
that's
Haven.
what you mean. Yeah, or you see Haven healing people or something. I liked it a lot.
And then they brought up the legend stuff and the healing shit, and then there's just like whatever.
Well, but then there's a plague ship, so that makes sense. That's why you would think. But I liked
it was a threat that's not a threat. But sorry, go ahead.
No, I just liked a lot about what this episode had going on. I like that Wyatt was, like I said, a three-dimensional character. You can really kind of feel for him.
Yeah, he carried the episode.
And then I love the resolution where he ends up going off with them to try and cure their disease. I also think it's funny that a guest star got to like smooch Troy a bunch of times. And when they're in the holodeck and he kisses her, and it looks like he's going for her boob, but then he changes her mind and puts an arm on her shoulder. The classic, like, ooh, I don't think we're there yet. I think that Loxana Troy, Majel Barrett, does such a great job. And there's such good chemistry between her and Nan Martin as like the in-laws, the feuding in-laws. It's like I just thought that all of the funny scenes, Data cracking jokes about humans being like bickering and shit. I loved all of that stuff. And oftentimes, maybe I'm just in a good mood, but oftentimes that cheesiness, the cringiness of it doesn't work for me, but it really worked in this. Every time Lurch hit that gong and the tension ratcheted up, it's just such, Mel Torme's kid did such a good job building the beats in this script to the point where it's just like a fevered pitch that all kind of resolves with Wyatt making one decision. And that one decision solves the problem of the wedding.
Yeah.
It solves the problem of the plague ship going to Haven. It solves the problem of Captain Picard possibly having to destroy the plague ship. I like the design of the plague ship. I thought all the 3D all the HD remastering looked great. I dig it. I think that's all of the things that Loxana Troy also has like black contacts. It's very strange. Majel Barrett had to wear like black contacts the whole time, and it's so subtle.
Yeah.
And the one quote that I pulled out is Mr. Data, is that the trouble? I believe it is. I really like that with the ship, the plague ship. And then also when Data says, could you please continue the petty bickering? I find it most intriguing. So how many drawings of your dream person do you think you would give this episode?
Honestly, I don't know.
Scale of 1 to 5.
Very middle of the road for me. It was a 2.5.
2.5?
I just didn't find this like as much of a pull as it should. Again, it's kind of like the tropes of, daytime TV are bleeding into Star Trek. But then again, this is back then. They had to pump these babies out, like some of them aren't going to hit as hard,
well,
and that's just part of the game.
This is going to be kind of...
It's like a pile of scripts that they choose, right? I would hope.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, they definitely have like they basically probably break all the stories for the season, then they assign scripts and they go through them. But
or they Frankenstein some other things together, like, oh, maybe we can take this part and just call this planet Haven, and then this will be this ship, and then we'll just cross it all off. That's the cool part, I think, is like the fact that, like you said, when Wyatt gets off the Enterprise, he inadvertently solves everything in the episode, and they're
great.
Good.
Yeah, they don't have to go just kill everybody in Haven now. This is going to be surprising. I give it a 4.
Oh, okay.
Because I love Majel Barrett. I love all the bickering. I love the very like drawing room comedy play nature of it. And I think that I love Lurch. I think that There's so many good performances from guest stars. There's all the parents and Lurch, and you get Ray Burke, who's in all kinds of shit, the guy that played Ren.
Yeah.
And then Ariana and Valeda. It's just a whole thing. It's great. I dug it. So that was our discussion of Haven. The Star Trek The Next Generation episode. And that brings us to our final segment of the day, and then we can get out of this hot studio. Captain, Adam and Al are recommending things. I repeat, Adam and Al are recommending things. What do you got for us, Al?
Let me think. Well, there's gonna be what should I recommend? I just keep watching Wire.
You just keep watching The Wire? That's all you got?
No, I mean, I'm trying to think. Well, there's new South Park. Those are good, but they're doing bi-weekly, which is...
And they're only going to do 6 episodes. New South Park seasons are so bunk, dude.
6?
Such fucking bullshit.
When'd you hear that?
It's just how long it is. You can look at IMDb.
Oh,
it's going to be 6 episodes. Yeah, they suck. They're
Dang,
lazy.
That is kind of weird, especially the whole bi-weekly thing now, too.
They do literally the minimum amount of work to keep their $50 million deal or whatever with Paramount.
Oh, yeah. It's insane.
But you like those new South Parks?
Oh, they're hilarious. They're really funny.
My brother said that, too. I haven't been watching South Park, but I might have to now.
You should check them out. They're funny.
Good.
They're pretty absurd. Like, there's a couple of jokes, too, that especially hit in the second episode. I will admit, as you were saying before, it's like they are kind of lazy. They rush it, but it's like that's the structure of their whole process. I don't know, like that documentary.
But I just mean that they only do 6 episodes. Like they used to do.
Really
they used to do 13.
Yeah, they used to pump them out all the time.
I feel like those early seasons were full, like 20 episode seasons, but I could be wrong. Yeah.
Well, yeah. I mean, like I said, now it's a different time where it's like. Nowadays with TV, everything has to be a movie. Everything's an hour long each episode, and they're all subsequential. And
my brother also recommended
seasons.
My brother also recommended the new South Parks as well. So you're not the first person that I've heard say good things. Well, they're good. I am going to recommend a new show, and I'm recommending it because there's only 2 episodes out so far, but but the first one that I watched and I haven't even watched the second one.
Okay.
First one's great, and I really wanted to hate it, and that's the only reason I'm talking about it, because it's Alien Earth, the new Alien series that's on FX.
So that was good?
Yeah, it's good. Here's how it's disgusting. Here's how why I wanted to hate it, right? The whole deal. And I probably even talked about this on the podcast before.
They need to relax with that franchise.
Hold on.
First off.
Yes, we could definitely do fewer movies, but this show is very good. And I wanted to hate it because the whole premise, like the whole threat in all of the Aliens movies ever is if the aliens get to Earth, we're all fucked, right?
Yeah.
And whenever they do alien stuff where the aliens get to Earth, it sucks, and I didn't like it. Like they did these weird novels in the 80s and 90s that were like in the alien universe, like pulpy novels where it was like also weird and sexual. Like they'd be running from aliens and they'd be like, "Oh, I got so hot running from those aliens. Let's fuck."
Wow.
Very strange.
Sneaking a little porn in there.
And it's but that's what happened when aliens were on Earth, and I didn't like it. And I always thought, like, when Aliens versus Predator, when that was on Earth, that sucks shit.
The Colorado one, that's the second one.
Yes, fucking hate that shit.
They fly away from a nuclear blast.
Yep. And so I've said 100 times in my life that anytime that when they finally do have an aliens get to Earth thing, I'm going to think it sucks shit. And then they make this series that they announce that it takes place on Earth, and it takes place 10 years before the events of Alien, the first movie. Oh. So not only so the whole threat, remember that whole threat from all those movies I loved? Well, it turns out it was bullshit because there was an alien on Earth the whole fucking time.
Yeah,
anyway.
that kind of just
I thought it was going to undercut the entire tension of this series. That even though most of the movies in the Aliens franchise are bad, the ones that are good are very good. And so I went into this cautiously, thinking it was going to suck, and then they did a really good job, and they explained why. It's really good. I wouldn't recommend watching it if you're triggered by the fact that you might ever see like a bug in your apartment. There's some really, because it's not just the alien, it's like there's 4 or 5 different alien species on this research ship that crashes into a city of cyborgs. It's really fucking good, dude. You gotta watch it. Okay. It's on Hulu, and it streams the same day that it comes out. I think it's like Tuesdays. Anyway, so watch Alien Earth with me, and I'll check in on it every once in a while and see how it's doing. Watch the new South Parks. And next week, we're going to come back to talk about a seminal episode of Star Trek The Next Generation, often referenced The Big Goodbye, which segues very well into us saying goodbye. We'll talk to you next week, gang.
Peace.
1:30. Trek in the Valley is brought to you by Adam Ordal-Quinnell and Al Hirt. The theme was produced by Al. The episodes are engineered by Adam. You can email the podcast at trekinthevalley@gmail.com, or you can search for us on Bluesky and Facebook as Trek in the Valley and follow us over there. Please be sure to like, subscribe, rate, review, whatever you do on your podcast apps. It really helps us out. And never forget, always explore strange new fucking worlds.